Good morning. Welcome to my Practical Rebels, to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get your day off rolling on a good start. I was going to say a good foot, but rolling and foot, they don't go together so well. So, glad to be back here. Oh my goodness, yesterday was quite the day, quite the whirlwind. Learned all kinds of stuff. I'm doing a good morning, Jonelle. Neil, it's glad to have you here. I can't even talk. I'm so tired. Yesterday wasn't as long a day. I think we finished at 10:30 instead of at midnight, but having started at, was it 9:30 in the morning, and I think we had, yesterday was a little kinder. We had one hour break. So we're just, yeah. Anyway, it's a Tony Robbins Business Mastery course, and I just had to make a short video introducing myself. And I have to tell you, that stuff gets me all wound up in a knot. Here, I'm just talking to my peeps, and this is all good. I'm perfectly fine with this. But I used to get wound into a knot about this also. So there's personal growth, right? When you can do something that initially used to cause you fits and now does not. Congratulations on snuggling with the grandbaby. That is awesome. I have a let's see, I have a grand dog. That's what I have, one grand dog. So, and that may be all I'm getting. We'll see. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. Glad you are here. My little counter, there it goes. Now it caught up and bumped it up to 2. So we'll give it a little time as everybody hops on and finds me. But I was just saying, I was making a video they've got a competition going on this thing where they've put us into teams of 4 or 5, and we have to figure it out. We have to figure out what it is they want from us. Good morning, Janine. Glad you are here. And offer a service. So we decided that each of us was going to take some aspect of something and talk about it. So I picked mental health because why not, right? So I think it took me 4 tries to get about a 30-second video. This is so much easier. I'm just talking to my people. This is good. I want you to know I appreciate you and that you don't demand perfection of me. This is good. So I'm actually sticking with outrageous openness today because as I go to post it on all of my multiple social media sites, good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. I don't have to change all the information this way. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. Once in a while, I got to give myself a break. So I figured that was an easy enough break. Just use the same book as I used yesterday, and I won't have to change all of the information on all of the sites. So, yeah, here we are. I'm pretty close to brain dead. And we have 3 more days to go. This is only day 3, so we've got 3, 4, and 5 left to go. I'm learning a ton. I already called or texted one of my clients who I knew was home after having surgery and asked her if a portion of what I learned yesterday I could teach to her during her next session on Tuesday, because it will reinforce it for me, and as a young businesswoman, it's going to put a whole lot of wind in her sails in terms of sales and marketing, I think. So, good morning, Beth. I hope it's nice and sunny where you are. What time was it over last night? About 10:30. And the only reason it was over at 10:30, good morning, we have a new person. Yay, welcome, glad you are here. The only reason it was over last night at 10:30 was they had ended to give us some time to work on our projects, and they've created Zoom rooms for us. However, those Zoom rooms are on the free plan. They're not the pro plan like I use. And so it kicked us off after half an hour, and I'm like, well, I think that's the universe saying it's time to be done. So I went and took a bath and went to bed. I think the group that I'm working with, they're all far younger than I am, is a bunch of night owls. I, on the other hand, am a lark. Witness this. Here we are. First thing in the morning, I'm up. By 3 o'clock, I turn into a pumpkin. So I'm doing my best to hang in there. There was tons of great content. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you are here. And wonderful little interview with a woman, and her wife has actually been a part of Tony Robbins trainings for many years. They're both highly, you're a lark too, yep. They're both highly elite athletes, and they train other elite athletes now that they've retired from their careers. And another lark, yay! Well, I'm assuming most of the people who show up here are larks. Yeah. Those who watch us later, they're probably the owls, but they are still in our tribe of practical rebels, right? We need rebels of all sorts. So she was giving this interview talking about how Tony Robbins' Business Mastery Program had assisted her in, blowing her life out, making it a huge thing. And what she does, what she and her wife do, are rescue horses that are designated for slaughter. And so far they've rescued over 300 horses, which I just thought that was so cool, because one of the things they talked about yesterday was finding your passion, living your passion. So their vocation, teaching other elite athletes, funds their avocation, saving horses. And I just thought that was very cool. So, off on a tangent. What else is new? Welcome to Bonnie, right? So here we are. Tosha Silver. I love this chapter. I think this is one of the coolest chapters in Outrageous Openness. It is chapter 8. In my book, Cindy, it's on page 97. I'm not sure what page it'll be on in yours, but chapter 8. When in doubt, clean. When in doubt, clean. And it's not exactly what you think it is, but it can also be literal. Oftentimes, people will be making themselves over and healing their stuff in the process of cleaning, renovating, clearing clutter, whatever it is. Good morning, Lisa Bloom. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. And we're up to my favorite number 8. 8 of you here visiting with me this morning. So, when in doubt, clean. The quote is from Carl Jung, and this, I think, is one of the most powerful quotes ever. Yes, we will be safe. We are expecting the Midwest blizzard that's supposed to come through. Now they're saying like 9 to 13 inches. Ew. So we're staying put. We'll just stay put. We may be getting down to eating the dregs. We may be having some mac and cheese here, folks. But nonetheless, it's the Midwest. It's what we expect. So, when in doubt, clean. Carl Jung, his quote is, "What you resist persists." When you fight against something, which is why I'm so leading people away from that idea of fighting 10 to 15. Ew. Whatever. It'll be what it'll be. Thank you, Cindy. Get rid of the idea of fighting against cancer. Get rid of that idea. That is energetically not a great way to go. When we fight something, think about fighting the tar baby. The more you punch, the more you slap, the messier you get. The messier you get. Do not oppose stuff. Do not fight stuff. Do not push against stuff. Politics. Oh my goodness. Don't be fighting for against what you don't want. What do you want? Aim for that. Work for that. Espouse that. What do you want? Let go of what you don't want. Don't give it any of your attention. Don't fill it, feed it, let it grow with your negative attention. Not a good plan. Good morning, Sue. Glad you are here. Hope your wrist is doing good. We waste our precious energy when we fight something. We're pouring our precious energy into something we unwittingly make stronger by fighting it. Figure out what the opposite is. That's the simplest way to go. What's the opposite of this thing you don't want? So let's pick cancer. The opposite is vibrant, good health. That's what we're working toward. Work toward that instead of working against cancer. All right? You can do this with anything. If there's conflict in your marriage, instead of wasting time hashing over all the conflict, yes, you might need to visit it a little bit to frame your efforts. Pour your time and attention into the positive aspects of that relationship and building a good foundation and working toward what it is that you like about each other instead of wasting time on let's hash out and highlight and focus on what isn't working, right? So here's the chapter. My client Julie kept calling about brutal, endless divorce proceedings she was in. There we go, focusing on what you don't want, right? She claimed all she wanted was to be done and never lay eyes on her soon-to-be ex again. But she fixated on him like a crazed stalker. Can you already tell where this is going to go? Even driving by his apartment to peer in the windows at night, she funneled him constant hatred and resentment. Ring a bell to anybody? Good morning, Bobby. Glad you are here. I mentioned that her outrage kept her as karmically bound as when they were first married, even preventing the divorce. Yes, when we weld ourselves energetically to someone with all this negative energy, or to a circumstance, or to a belief, we do ourselves no good, all right? The anger encircled her in a blazing ring of fire that blocked all good, including any new potential partner. You cannot draw what you want to you when you're so busy railing against what you don't want. And yes, I know this isn't easy. And I know we've been trained the opposite way. We are bright people. We are practical rebels. We can do this. We can change this stuff. All right? How could anyone enter without getting third-degree burns? Ironically, negative emotions leash us to the very people we say we long to escape. Let's pause. Let that resonate. Let me read it again. Ironically, negative emotions leash us to the very people we say we long to escape. So if you've got that brother-in-law who drives you nuts at every holiday, when you get that feeling, know that that is what's welding you to him over and over and over. Time for release. Those negative emotions create the likelihood that we will magnetize them back again for another round through our sheer attachment in this life or another. And I can give you a bazillion stories on that, but one that pops into my head is a dear friend of mine who was so angry at the woman who participated in breaking up their marriage. Good morning, Diane. Glad you are here. There was this valence of negativity toward this woman. And a couple years later, we went to an event at Bobby Silverstone's house, and we walk up to do this training that we're going to be doing, and I hear my friend mutter, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." And I turned and I looked at her, and someone was standing in the doorway, had just opened the door to go out to her car and get some stuff, and my person barged right past her, and we went and took up our places, and I said, "What's going on?" And she said to me, "That's the woman who broke up my marriage." All this negative energy, all this valence. Well, by the end of that event, they actually stood on the front porch together and had a conversation. And when my person came back to the car, she said she didn't know that he was married. It totally released her negative karma toward this woman who she kept drawing into her circle. Like the universe saying, okay, remember the get along shirt? The gigantic man's t-shirt that when your kids were fighting, you put both of the kids in one t-shirt? The get along shirt? This is kind of like a karmic get along shirt. When you have someone where you've got that kind of energy going on. Good morning, Alana. Glad you are here. When you've got that energy going on, you unwittingly weld yourselves to those people. So, what are we going to do about this? Let me keep reading. So, you create the likelihood that you will magnetize them back again for another round through your sheer attachment in this life or another. Have you ever had that sense that you meet somebody and you instantly dislike them and you feel like you know them? They're back. Or you draw new folks to you who are astonishingly close mimics of the old. If I had a friend who, when we were in high school and early college years, every guy she dated was named Steve. And every one of those Steves was an a-hole. And she kept drawing that same karma back to her. Learn the lesson so that you don't have to do repeat, repeat, repeat. All right? You know, and this is Tosha talking, you know, I'm a true spiritual pragmatist. I've forgiven so many folks all kinds of nutty stuff this lifetime, just for the peace of mind and happiness. Different than condoning hurtful actions, forgiveness simply sets you free. Now that's the line I want to repeat. Hear it with your soul. Different than condoning hurtful actions, forgiveness simply sets you free. It's that basic. However, release doesn't always come automatically, especially if the ego has forged an identity out of how you were done wrong. So if you've got a victim stance, it repeats, repeats, repeats. It's welded in there. You got to do some work. Here are some of the things that you can do. When I'm working with clients, this is when we're going to do the cord cutting ceremony. And I walk them through the process of cutting the cords with those toxic people. So here's the plan that Tosha shared with Julie. It releases all forms of toxic emotional ties, especially hurt and anger. First step, write a letter that won't be sent. Let yourself say absolutely everything you ever wish to say to this person. Write and write and write without constraint or editing. Swear, scream, defame, curse, whatever it takes. Don't stop until you're really done. Julie wrote over 30 pages. Think she had a little bit of valence to that, huh? Step 2, burn the letter. Do it ceremoniously. Take it out in the driveway, put it in a little dish, light its ass on fire. Burn the letter. 3, take a bath of strong Epsom salts water, feeling as you soak that all negative attachments to this person are being pulled from your body and energy field. As the water goes down the drain, imagine everything else goes too. If no tub, showers can work with a salt scrub. And I like when you're done, rinse out the tub. Maybe you scrub it, rinse it out, be done with all that yucky energy. Step 4, burn sage or any cleansing herb such as cedar or frankincense. Bring the smoke through your whole body from head to toe. So you just kind of draw it up and over if you've got it as a stick or whatever. Front and back. I like doing the bottoms of my feet too, because they connect us to Mother Earth. I want that to be as clean a channel as possible. So I'll sit in the chair and pick up a foot and wave the sage underneath that foot and then pick up the other foot and wave it under that foot. Imagine any final psychic cords attaching you melting away. They're like ropes of energy that bind us to people. You'll feel them leave, and you will. Sometimes people get kind of a thunk feeling. Sometimes they just can see it being severed. Sometimes they just have a sense of knowing, yeah, that one's done. It's gone. Next step, release any pictures, letters, or objects from the person that fill your home. Those hold their psychic prana or energy, making it harder to cut free. There's actually a story in the book where there's someone who, in a divorce, got this oriental rug, and while it was a beautiful rug, it still had her ex-partner's energy all over it, creating negativity in her world. She had to release the rug. You can also smudge stuff, but is there a reason why you want to keep around stuff that was given to you by the person that you're cutting loose? Let's see, you may even reattach cording if you dwell on them. Let it go. Let it go. Be done with it. And one of the phrases that I like to use is, I forgive you and I bless you on your path to healing. I forgive you and I bless you on your path to healing. Next step, pray for closure. Ask the universe to let you completely release this matter. You might want to put it in your God jar. Ask to be able to forgive the past and be carried to a new time. A version of the prayer could be, this entire relationship now belongs to divine order. It is in God's hands, and I am open to a miracle of completion. The situation now unfolds in the perfect way for the good of all. I needn't fear letting go. My needs are always met. And if you want to write that down, go back and just play this part of the video over again and write down those words, or whatever words are going to work for you. Claim it. Make it your own. You could do a little ceremony with that too. Next one is send blessings to them and to yourself. This one can be tough, but it is actually the most important. I agree. Because if you harbor any of those negative feelings, you're not done with your process, okay? See each of you moving on. Be willing to see them at peace. Because fundamentally, the reason things went crap anyway is people are hurt. We bring our hurts into our relationships. And if we don't work that stuff out, it can decimate the relationship. So if you can view it as hurt people, you might be able to find a little more grace for that person and letting them go, blessing them on their way. Sending them blessings ironically breaks any attachment once and for all, and has nothing to do with condoning any ways they hurt you. It simply means you bless them nonetheless and are done. If you feel stuck, you can pray for the willingness to do this. It will come. So that might be your blessing for yourself. Please, Spirit, please, Universe, God, however you view it, set me free from this. Good morning, Kim. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We are doing releasing. We are cutting people loose who have hurt us. So, Julie had such a force field of fury about this guy, she repeated the process 3 full times until she felt complete. A week later, he wrote, suddenly agreeing to many concessions in the divorce he had stubbornly been resisting. Her new destiny could begin. So again, the forgiveness is not at all about letting them off the hook for their shitty behavior. The forgiveness is about setting yourself free to move on with your beautiful new life. That's what it's for. So again, all of these steps to this process, it's a great way. Again, when I'm working with clients, we do cord cutting. We are going to turn this person loose on their divine path to healing. They may continue to move forward and wreak havoc. They might. Not your problem. Not your problem. You are releasing them. You've done what you can do. You're taking good care of yourself. That's the focus. So that is Tosha for today. And so I need to get some breakfast and get ready for marathon day 3 of Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. I hope you feel, as you go about this process, writing those letters, burning them, turning this all over to the universe. Okay, please fix this shit because I don't know what to do with it. Turn it all over, all right? I hope you feel a sense of lightness in your heart. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.